How's it going, everyone? My name is Nabuto. Welcome to my beginner's guide to PSO2 NGS. This is for new players. As you can see, the first thing we're changing is our language settings. Change it however you please. I prefer voice and Japanese, so there we go. The next thing we're going to be doing is selecting the ship of choice. I would select ship 2. It's the most populated ship and the best one. You don't have to, but I do highly recommend it. Next, we'll be greeted by this menu right here. We'll go to character creation. You're going to create a character. You'll go to create new character, and then from there you will be put into a menu where you can generate your character, edit them however you please, and set their name and such. Since I already have a character, we're going to skip all that. Let's hop right in game. Okay, so we're in game. We're going to be accessing this Ryugu device. It's a teleportation device. The first thing you're going to want to do is you want to craft buffs. This is each and every time you enter the game. You'll make a recipe. I'm going to make a new recipe just for you guys to go through it with you. You select whatever materials you want. I choose 5 fruits and 5 meats. That way you got potency and you got photon points. And from there, just go to confirm. Recipe has been created. And you go to cook quick foods. And you just select it and put use. Here we go. So that's the first buff. You want to get the other 2 buffs as well. So we'll be going to our mag device. These are scattered across all regions. You want to grab buffs from these as well. I'm going to this one because it gives us rare drop rate. We're going up to our mag Ryugu device and we're going to give it some items so we can get the buff. You want to have at least 1,000 points. Next, we're going to our alliance. Or rather, our guild hall, as you would call it. You'll find another mag device there as well. This is where you'll get your last buffs. Receive Alliance Mag Boost. You'll enter that menu, then just select everything and go to confirm. Alright, so that completes all your buffs. You're now ready to hop into the game. Here we have the personal shop. This is the player market. You can buy and sell things on this. So you can search for weapons, you can search for armors, you can search for whatever you want. Cosmetic items, everything is for sale on here. Also best in slot augments as well. So these are what you want to have on all your gear. It takes significant work, but you'll be able to craft each and every one of them and have them on your gear. These are what you want to aim for. You also have augments like this. These are typically inside of a augment scratch, and they're kind of pay to win, but you want to have at least one of these on there. And as you can see, you know, the list of various prices. You want at least one of these on each and every of your gear. So I'm going to show you guys an example of how to search for something on the player market. You go to product search. You can input the character or strings, you know. I'm searching for a hair, so I'll put carnation. And as you can see, it fills the rest of it out, carnation log. And there you have it. So anything you want, just search by it through name and you'll be able to get it. As you can see, for cosmetic items, we have a sub-menu right here that shows your whole character. You can preview those items on your character before buying. Make sure to make use of this because this will be very, very helpful, especially if you're on the fence between buying something. You don't want to buy something that, you know, doesn't look right on your character or doesn't behave as you want it to, so always make use of this preview. Now I'm going to show you guys an example of how to put something on your own shop. So you'll go to Run Personal Shop, put items up for sale, and select whatever you want. It could be, you know, you could sell just about anything. For example, let's say for example I'm selling these triggers right here. I'll go to check item market and check to see what the prices are. Since this is really low, we're gonna set it at that price, and we go to confirm, and then the next thing you do, you just hit put up for sale. That's it. Next, we'll be going briefly through the item trader. There is a lot to explain, but we're going to explain the most important things in this menu. So, you want to go to Aegis Integra Exchange. This is how you're going to be able to farm Lux Halfinale, which is a best in slot augment. You're going to get these called Aegis Integras through quest, or you're going to get these weapons right here called Neos Astrain Rod, which you can exchange these weapons for this material. Which you can exchange this material, the Aegis Integra, for these. So Aegis Soul 4, Ale Domina, Red Domina, Kavera Domina, Stira Domina, and this is what you'll be doing on a daily basis. Because Lux Halfinale is a best in slot aug, it sells for pretty high, and you want to have that on your units as well. You also have these other menus, throughout farming the game, you'll be able to get all the, materials and exchange for whatever you want. As you can see, there's a variety of items to exchange for. And let's talk about these LC Augs right here. If you're just a casual player, you don't want to be a drag on your team, I would highly advise to get these and put them on your weapon and units. But if you're one of those players that are very prideful, you're very you want to be the best of the best, then these augments are not for you. You want to have the best in slot. These are not best in slot, but they will do. They will let you run content and not be a drag on the team. The next thing we're going to is called the class counter. You're going to want to go to this probably first too. Here you can set your class, you can change your class. You have a main class and you have a subclass. As you can see, I'm Force, my subclass is Slayer. You can choose whatever you want. Each class has its own skill tree that it also includes your subclass. It has its own skill tree. You'll go to Learn Class Skill. And as you can see, we're on Force. And you just allocate your skill points, which you obtained from Trinia, to here. This is how you build your class. You can build it however you want, and you don't have to worry about, oh, I messed up. Can I reset? Yes, you can. So you can build whatever you please, and you don't have to worry about messing up or screwing up. And as I said, our subclass is Slayer, so let's check that out. Because it's a subclass, certain things you can't really use for it, like abilities. As you can see, like with this, it says Gunblade Focus Critical Up. Main class Gunblade only, so if it says main class on it and that's your subclass, that's an ability that you can't use. So make sure you're reading, okay? For a subclass, you want everything else except, the skills that are for main class. You also have Mars. So Mars is like it's an armament system. That's what it is, and it also has its own skill tree, as you can see. And you can build it however you please, whatever you're going to use, make sure you get all the skills for it. If you're using Nidhogger, you put all your points towards Nidhogger. If you're using Hydra as a sub, put all your points towards Hydra. Don't select anything on here that is not what you're using. Don't want to waste your points. Then you have, these are support, so they'll say SA on them. You can choose whatever you want. Fenrir is for mobility. I think is a good support, augment. Then from there, you'll go down to common skills. You want to allocate the rest of your Mars skill points to these, and you want to make your Mars stronger. I recommend putting it in potency up, critical hit rate up, and critical hit. Let that be your focus. You also want this, this, and this for mobility. Now these other ones, as you build up Mars, you'll be able to, you know, pretty much have everything on here at 30. In order to get Mars skill points, you go to Mars Skill Point Exchange, and you get these things called Mars Updaters, which you can exchange for skill points. And we're going to show you an example. So I got 36 of these. It's giving me 12 of skill points for that. And from there, we can use those skill points that we just recently acquired, and we can allocate to whoever we want. So I'll be doing this. And there we go. The next thing is called add-on skills. You really don't have to focus on this, but if you want to be the very strongest, you want to, you know, partake in this as well. So add-on skills are like additional stats for your classes. You can have add-on skills for every class. So if you played every class and you generated an add-on skill, all those add-on skills will be applied to your character no matter what class you're playing. So they're like permanent buffs. That's what they are. As you can see, if you want to generate an add-on skill, you'll go and select whatever class you want, and you'll just go to add-on skill, you know, 4 or 5, whatever level you're trying to do. And once it's reached that the highest level, it will always stay that highest level. As you can see for Force, I should have already. Level 20, you know, HP up, panic resistance up, HP recovery upon joining trial, natural PP recovery up. So these are just like permanent, like I said before, permanent buffs for your character. They're expensive, but you know, if you want to do that, go ahead. Now we're going to the Item Lab Enhancement Technician. This is where you're going to upgrade your gear and become more powerful. This is also where you'll be able to put augments onto your weapons and gear. So here's item enhancement, or rather gear enhancement. You select whatever type of unit or weapon you're trying to enhance, and you select fodder gear in order to give it experience points. Now as you can see right now, it says like, you know, it's 70. The max level for this would be 80. We can raise that. And that's where you go to limit break. You can raise the limit of your weapon or units. And to do so, just go to limit break, select whatever, you know, you're trying to raise. And if you have the necessary materials and Meseta, you'll be able to raise it to the next level. As you can see, it was 80. Now it's being raised to 90 as a cap. This is applied to both your weapons and your gear. Now on to being able to add augments, or rather stats, to your weapons to make them more powerful. As you can see, we can take an example of this Heirdom Rod. This is my main weapon, my strongest. And this is the list of augments we have right here. So all these things are they're stats from augment capsules which you put onto your weapons and units. We also have things called fixes. So fixes are unique abilities that are unique to weapons and units, and they come dropped with the weapon or unit. You can also now, with the system, be able to apply random, or put rather, random fixes, but what you're really striving for is to get a weapon with already fixa on it, and especially at a high level. So you want at least level 3 or 4 or 5 if you can get it. All weapons have something called potentials, and as you can see right here, We have our potential at level 6. Each weapon is unique and has its own different potential. So for example, I have potency plus 38, critical hit rate, PP consumption, photon blast, gauge charge when attacking. This is unique only to this weapon. Now by default, weapons do not come with potentials. You have to put them on them, and you have to level them, so that's where you'll go to unlock potential. You'll select the weapon of your choice and you will raise it to the level that you want. We also have something called multi-weapon. With these, you can combine weapons, even if they're from different classes, into one main weapon. And by doing so, that means that the sub-weapon that was combined into the main weapon also takes on the stats of the main weapon. And doing so, that means you only have to build one main weapon and you don't have to build two weapons. And when using or switching to your sub-weapon, it retains all the stats that the main weapon has and its potentials and such. So do this to save time and money. This is the way to grind. You want to have a multi-weapon and build only one weapon. Make sure that before doing this, you built your main weapon, and then you can add your sub-weapon to it and multi-weapon them. Next we have exchange enhancement materials. Augment capsule, and here's how you're going to build augment capsules, which is how you are able to put stats onto your gear. These are the best in slot at the very top. So you have Grand Dreadkeeper 2, you have Grand Gladius Soul, Mega Trial, Grand Gigas Maste, Lux Halfinale, Gladius Soul, Halfinale, High Hail Domina, High Red Domina, Grand Dreadkeeper 1, Gigas Maste, etc. So you go to this menu in order to build your capsules, which then you apply to your weapons and units. In order to get some of these capsules, you have to do quests that are called dual quests. And from those dual quests, you get materials in order to farm to build capsules, to which those capsules will be allocated towards building these best in slot augments. For example, I'll explain it like this. Gland Gigas Maste requires Gigas Maste to be crafted and something called Foundia and Magnet Fusia. If it ends in Fusia, that means that it is a dual quest augment that, a dual quest drop that you have to get through dual quest only. So you need to do dual quests, and you also have to craft sub augments in order to craft this best in slot augment. So Gland Gigas Maste is best in slot. To build that, you need Gigas Maste. And to build Gigas Maste, you need these augments right here. So you need Fusia, which is another dual quest. You need Gigas Might, Precision, Technique. And as you can see, Gigas Might, Precision, and Technique is right here, which you can build. You can also obtain these Gigas Might out in the world just doing quests. So we're back at the Class Scouter. We're going to be explaining now Tech Arts customization. What that means is this is how you're able to modify and improve your PAs and techniques, as I'm going to show you an example. Like so, you can level these. The max level currently for these Tech Arts customizations are level 10. They're going to start at level 1. Let's say, for example, whichever type you want to use. Say for example, I'm updating this. If I want to update it to level 2, as you can see, it's going to take these materials right here, and also this called TA Customization Disc A / Technique. This is the material you're going to need for a lot of your Tech Arts. We want to max that. If you want to max level the Tech Art, you're going to need these 4. So you're going to need like type A, type B of the customization disk, you're also going to need something called customization disk X Omni. You'll just need one of them. And you're going to need a lot of X cube. Are they worth doing it? Yeah, I would say they are, because some of them really are game changing. They make the PA or the techniques much more stronger and more useful. So be sure to invest in your tech cards and leveling them all to level 10. Now we're going to be focusing on gathering, so that consists of food, materials, and also materials for crafting here, so minerals and the like. I'll just go to a random location. So we're out in the wild. As you can see, we're farming for meat. We're going to be going after the animals that are out in the world. As you can see, we just got rich via meat. We'd also be obtaining fruit from these trees. Each tree has its own variety of fruits. These are the same kind, as you can see. We just got some Stia mango. Also, we need to be going towards where water is. You'll find seafood ingredients there as well. These are essential for crafting your food buffs, so go out here and get those ingredients. Now I'm going to be showing you guys minerals. The best spot to farm minerals would be Stia. Well, now we're here. As you can see, your mag device also functions as a sonar. It'll point you in the direction of the nearest mineral. As you can see. Alright, let's break it. We'll get another little chunk right there. Let's grab something to break it with. Also, minerals will spawn individually as well. They'll be grouped together, but they won't be as massive as that one. That was like a cluster. We have some tethracite right here. We have some proton chunk. And we have some dolomite. So there's a wide variety on the map of minerals to collect. Remember, collect as they are necessary for building augments and for crafting other items. Next up is PC burst farming, which is very essential. You'll want to do that in high-ranking sectors, parts of the world. As you can see, the areas highlighted in light blue. Okay, we're here. So the trick to PC burst farming, and this is farming out in the general world of the game, you want to build those meters at your top left-hand corner where it says PC burst. You want to build that to at least 3 bars. Then you want to go after a T or a trial and complete it. Once the trial is completed, the monster defeated, you will be in PC burst. PC burst is a singular point that spawns, well, an almost infinite amount of monsters over a set period of time. Okay, so let's defeat this T. We got 3 bars. Let's get that PC burst going.
PSE burst.
As you can see, we just got PC burst. This is going to spawn a bunch of enemies.
Success.
And they're going to constantly be generating in this specific point. This is where the true farming begins. You want to kill as many as possible on this period.
PSE encore.
Sometimes you'll have an encore, so... Here we go again for round 2. We're having a rainstorm right now, and you can see the PC burst meter is already at about, what, 4 bars? This is the best time to be PSE burst farming, because you'll get them consistently one after another, after another, after another, without even having to work towards like building the PSE burst meter. And lastly, I'm going to be showing you guys the main important content that you should be running. So we'll be going to Quest Counter in this menu. You can also go to the Quest Counter NPC in that building over there, straight ahead, that really tall building. You want to be doing limited time quests. You also want to be doing trigger quests. You want to be doing Nameless City exploration. This is moreover like you're going around collecting points, you're killing enemies, you're redeeming said points for buffs and for redeeming rewards across the map. They'll be inside of colored chests. You want to go for red chest, purple chest, green chest if you have the points, the sufficient enough points, and the light blue chest as well, but prioritize red chest, purple chest, and the rainbow chest. As far as Lucille exploration goes, that's something you're going to be doing a lot as well. It's like dungeons, kind of, in its own way. You'll be going from room to room, collecting buffs, and then you'll eventually, after collecting enough buffs, you'll reach the boss room, which you'll be using said buffs to defeat this enemy. And you have to do it within a certain time period, and depending on the time is what rank you will be getting, and what rank determines what rewards you will be getting. You want to always get S rank. That way you get a chance at getting these, you know, best in slot augments, weapons, units, even cosmetic items like camos. Like this cool looking Megalith Glaive, that is very rare. Another thing I'm going to show you guys is how to access dual quests. So you'll go to the dual quest menu and you'll select which phase you're going to do. The phases that I recommend you guys to focus on are phase 1, phase 2, phase 4, and phase 5 for building your best in slot augments. Now let's take a look at, you know, each and every one of those. As you can see, you're going to be doing a 1 versus 1 against these bosses. It's going to be timed, so you want to get at least like between 1 and 3 minutes as far as time, and you'll be able to get the max reward. As you can see, this one drops for Mido Fusia. You get 5 per run. I'm going to run these over and over again until you get the, you know, amount that you need. The same goes for this. Duel of Fusia can only be obtained from this quest. You'll be fighting this boss. You want to get a good time. That way you can get 5 of these instead of 4. This one drops its own Fusias, as you can see. Yep. And this is the latest one. This one's going to take at least 2 to 3 minutes, and you'll still be getting 5. Because this is a very, very, very tanky boss. I recommend if you're farming this boss that, you know, take a break. This is going to be Counter City, I am warning you. And the last thing we're going to discuss are called urgent quests or major operations. Consider them like raid boss quest. You're going to have a maximum of 8 players, if not more. And you want to run these consistently because they do give you a chance at dropping endgame, best in slot, augments, you know, weapons, units, even camos. And they're really fun to play. They're fun to learn as well. They have multiple phases and, you know, gimmicks and mechanics. Because UQs do take some time to complete, I'm going to skip. As you can see, we're pretty much at the end of the fight. This is phase 2. Every boss has multiple phases, and we've reached the end for this one. And as you can see, they all have cool gimmicks and mechanics. That was a DPS check right there. And it's time to put this enemy 6 feet under. Let's go. Get that last attack. Nice, we got it clear. There's a large world waiting for you to go out and explore it. And I recommend you do so. I hope that my guide was helpful and If you guys do like things like this, just let me know in the comment section. I'll probably make more guides. It's just like there's so much to explain in PESO 2 that, you know, I can understand new players getting overwhelmed at first. I had to go through it, you guys have to go through it, but eventually everything will be, you know, simple. This game has more menus than any game probably out there, but there's a reason behind it. Anyways guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.